This episode of Lore Drop is sponsored by Lucy Gomez, who is Monica Gomez's mom. Thanks, Mom.
I forgot to ask, are we allowed to swear on this podcast?
We try not to.
Because I've sworn several times, so I will stop now.
It's fine.
I don't think you have.
I definitely have, at least in passing.
That's okay.
It's all
In
good.
response to some things you've said. I will stop now. But
You're good. You're good. Matt Lamar is the biggest offender of the swearing
Yeah,
on this
no,
podcast.
I told, no, keep this in. Keep the tape rolling. I told Matt one time before we recorded, I said, hey, Matt, let's not say any F words, like with like the intention of like that, like kind of like covers everything. And I kind of said it jokingly. Yeah. He said every other word. Welcome to Lore Drop, a Reinvent podcast. I'm Abby, the executive director of Reinvent Productions.
I'm Ben, the creative and artistic director.
And our third-party member today at the table with us is our friend.
Hi, my name is Kara Nagel, and I played Fortunado in the stage production of Ordinary Heroes.
Yeah, they did. Kara was perfect in every way, and I think we can end the episode right there, honestly.
Great, thanks for having me, and I'm gonna go get Starbucks.
Kara's is in the home stretch of their MFA at Texas Tech University. They are in a special trio of friends, a little group chat that we have called the Neurotypicals, which is because a very silly joke that we won't elaborate into too much, but it's me, Emma, and Kara, and it was very fun because we're all very neurotypical.
So neurotypical.
If you were around the wolves, if you know, you know. Anyway, but today we're going to talk about a character that's definitely not neurotypical.
No, not at all.
And for our big 30th episode, we are talking about the illustrious Fortunado. A mysterious supervillain. But before we get into the episode about Fortunado, talking about their Universe 17 version versus their onstage persona, we must decide the most important part of the episode, which is what animated trio we are. And I've decided that we are Phineas, Ferb, and Perry the Platypus.
Hell yes!
Nice.
And I think it really depends on who is who. Okay. We know I am Phineas, like that.
Yeah.
I'm the extrovert that's like, hey, you know what we should do? We should start a whole theater company based off of our D&D campaign. Okay, great. It does go back and forth of which two of you are Ferb and Perry.
Mm-hmm. I feel like Perry the Platypus specifically because whenever I'm around Reinvent stuff, I'm like, I am the platypus. And then when I go to Coronado, I am Agent P. That is my argument for me being Perry.
I feel like it might be flipped.
See,
No.
because I don't feel very attached to Ferb is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I talked way too much. Should I vibe with this as the overall trio, but it is difficult.
It is tough. Yeah, it is tough. I can vibe with Ferb as well. I do love that guy.
Brothers.
Like, especially whenever I like hop in for like any of the Talent Squad rehearsals, I just pop in and just like sit there in the back of the room. I'm like, hello. And that's it. Because I'm like, oh, it's so lovely to not have... Like, I do have responsibilities, but not like in the rehearsal room responsibilities.
You also get to come in and like save the day, like randomly, and people be like, whoa, Ferb can do this? Crazy.
See, what if I was Baljeet? And then,
yo.
So it'd be Phineas, Baljeet, and Perry.
Nice.
And then you could still vibe with Perry. And
Heck
that's
yeah.
an iconic trio as well that you see
is
so
an iconic-
often together. But me citing nerd stuff constantly and saying things that people look at and go,
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I wear the same outfit every day, which of course all of them do, but that's not the point.
Yeah.
It's not the point.
I was about to say, it's like, you're wearing your Ordinary Hero shirt, but you are wearing your Six jacket, and I was
Well,
like,
yeah, Six jacket. Well,
yeah.
but see, the uniform is jeans, t-shirt, sweatshirt.
Six,
Exactly.
If it's 90 degrees,
Yeah.
jeans, t-shirt, sweatshirt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
That's what happens
You
when
gotta
you...
wear the different T-shirt to sell the different merchandise and action figures.
Exactly. See?
Perfect. Okay, well, we're all... it depends on the day. Can be a little fluid with this, and that's okay. Okay, perfect. Well, let's talk about Fortunado.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, Fortunado in Universe 17 is a mysterious supervillain known for elaborate robberies and maintaining an air of complete mystery about themselves. Other things about Fortunato that we know, not much else. We don't know what they look like because they always show up with the little glass dome around their head, sort of like Mysterio, so you can't actually see through it. And so some of Fortunato's abilities is that they can create invisible solid surfaces from the air around them, sort of like a mime. And these surfaces can be broken like glass with enough physical force. Notable allies of Fortunato include Red Notice and Bright Star. And notable adversaries include the Hero Triplets, Trickshot, and Mr. and Mrs. Fahrenheit. But Fortunato's first real-world appearance actually happens as their, not their most recent, but one of their most recent appearances. Fortunato's appearances are all, like, compared to our real-world timeline and in-universe timeline, way out of chronological order. Their first appearance is in 2032 with Trickshot's debut. The debut as Trickshot. So Fortunato works with Red Notice to conduct a heist in Castletown, Rondor. But to go back chronologically through their appearances that we have so far, as a villain, Fortunato first appeared in 2017. There was a production of Les Mis happening at the West End in London. And Fortunato appeared and citing the fact that they were so offended by the material of Les Mis, decided that they were going to steal the set mid-production, and unfortunately Fortunato was interrupted and stopped by the Fahrenheits, who were in attendance watching the production.
I wonder what part of the show they showed up, because obviously it's before intermission that they showed up. Trying to think of like what the most complicated set part would be in Act 1. Probably the brothel or like the docks area.
Yeah, probably something like that. Although I do think it's funny if they're trying to just move individual pieces of the barricade, but it won't move because it's all one big set piece. So they're just yanking pieces of the barricade, like, what is going on? This stupid set. Anyways.
Yeah. That's great.
I got pauses. I know when it is. It is during Lovely Ladies, and then this fishbowl person comes out, and people are like, when did the design change for the show? And they're all very confused as to like why this very interesting lovely lady is running around, and it is then they're like, hey, no, I am robbing you. Also, why are none of you speaking in the French? Why are you British?
Stealing the set during the show on stage is hysterical.
Yep.
I love that.
So Fortunato's next thing is in 2027, when Fortunato finally, after years of attempting, becomes a member of the international organized burglary ring, the Deck of Thieves, and is inducted as the Five of Clubs.
We talked about this because Red Notice gets inducted as the Five of Hearts.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like the Two of Hearts? Is that like the lowest
Yeah,
one?
mhm.
Okay, so it's right. Okay, so they didn't start at the very bottom.
Yeah, so Fortunato and Red Notice, different suits, but same rank, which is just really funny to think of as well.
It's very well deserved. I don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
no, exactly.
And Red Notice is like, okay.
There's also in that group, like the club suit is kind of known as like the weirdo one, because that's also where the Bard is.
He's one of my favorite people. I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
He's a toe pointy shoes. Très fabrique, whatever the word is. Fabulique, I made a new word.
Yeah, it's French.
Mm-hmm.
It's
James,
French.
James is having a stroke listening to
Yeah.
this episode right
He's
now.
had a
already.
stroke listening to everything I've said on stage.
He's like, James lives down the street from us, and he's probably like sneezing and like having like an itching fit right
Yeah.
now, being like, what is happening?
I could be wrong. I genuinely, in all of the table reads and like the read throughs of this show, I don't think I have ever once asked James to read Fortunato, and I think that's on purpose.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we had
I
him.
no, that's a lie. There was once where I asked him to read Fortunato, and I was like, "Your French is too accurate."
See, that's the thing. The instruction you gave me right from the beginning was bad French accent. And I
Yeah.
said, bad French accent. You
Exactly.
said bad,
Perfect.
and I said, great, because I can't do a good one. So
Yeah, because James was our Wendell at our first JMB
Aw.
read.
Mhm, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Wait, are we
Good
talking
stuff.
about the reading where we were all at the table?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, because you were our Fortunato for
Yep.
that one.
I was
Yeah.
somebody else too.
Mom, probably more. Pretty much everyone had to read multiple characters on that one, But the next thing that Fortunado does is in 2032, which is Trickshot's debut. They team up with Red Notice to conduct this heist in Rondor, and they are confronted by Trickshot, Queen Aurora Remington, Ironsights, and Tectana. And the pair of them are then rescued, quote unquote. It's kind of unclear, but they are taken by a mysterious bounty hunter in black armor, right as they're about to be apprehended by Trickshot and crew. And the next time that we hear Fortunado is in the one-shot audio drama I made in the audio class at Texas Tech that I took. So it's 2032, and this is titled Misfortune Favors the Bold. It's like a 6-minute thing. And this is the hero triplets are called in to prevent a robbery in progress by Fortunado in Megalo City. And Fortunado is just attempting to rob a jewelry store. And the hero triplets show up and they are able to collectively defeat Fortunado. But right before they can actually take Fortunado into custody, they are once again interrupted by this mysterious black armored bounty hunter who takes out each of the hero triplets with one hit, just like a bam, bam, bam. And when they wake up, Fortunado and the bounty hunter are gone. And that is when Living Thorn tells them that they have gathered new intel on this bounty hunter who goes by the name of Legendary.
Now it's JD's turn to be losing his mind.
Yeah.
Because we won't tell him who Legendary is. And he really wants to know.
Yeah. But yeah, and so those are all of the Universe 17 appearances of Fortunado that we've got so far. They will keep popping up here and there wherever I think it's funniest.
Well, and that was the Misfortune Favors the Bold was the first time that somebody other than you was Fortunado, and that was Amanda Boschnagel.
Amanda Boschnagel, yes.
Yeah,
because
she
was
voiced
our
Fortunado, and then she did Fortunado for the first production of What If as well.
Yeah, and she was wonderful and fantastic. And
yeah, it was her. Tally Russell did the voice of the hero triplets. I did Legendary. It was Jada voiced Living Thorn in that one.
Ah, yes, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, first version of Fortunato was Amanda, and she knocked it out of the park with it. It was very funny.
You have mentioned that before. Okay, I remember that now. Yes.
Yeah. So from there, we jump over into Universe 1 then for the Ordinary Heroes version of Fortunato. And the major differences here is that Fortunato's powers work functionally the same up until they get the power amplifiers, at which point they can just like swap places with other people as well, which is very delightful. But in here as well, Fortunato serves as the primary villain for Sneak and really just shows up as like a general, let's throw another character in here into the mix to really like throw everyone off their rhythm type thing, right? And sort of serves as this functional like whimsy to throw into any scene. But some of Fortunato's notable allies include Lady Earthquake, Witch Doctor, and the Bard. And notable adversaries include Sneak, Captain Amazing, Richard Darkfog, and Book. And yeah, that's Fortunato.
Not a ton of lore to them, but just enough to be like, this is one of the funnier characters within the Reinvent canon.
Absolutely.
I don't know what you are talking about.
Very serious.
Yeah. The delightful thing, so let me tell you about the real world origins of Fortunato, is that Fortunato started as a little like scribbly drawing that I did when we were on vacation with my parents. We'd gone to visit them for my sister's high school graduation. This is when they were in Italy still. And so part of that was that we took like a weekend trip to Disney Paris, I think. And we were staying at the Marvel Hotel there, which was really cool. But we were in this little like just like animation like drawing area, and I was like, let me just draw a goofy little thing on a piece of paper. And I just started with the bubble head and then continued drawing, and I was like, this looks really funny. How can I make this even goofier? And I said, what's a really funny name? I don't know, something that sounds not quite French. Fortunato, which sounds much more Italian than French. And then so the drawing is just like them doing the pose and it just says Je m'appelle Fortunato. And that is the origin.
Which if you knew Ben during our undergrad days, you would know that French was his number one op.
Yeah.
Truly. So in our undergrad, we had to take 12 credits of a language.
Of one foreign language.
One foreign
it
language.
had to be, 12 credits of the same foreign language for our degree program.
Which is nuts. It was nuts.
Yeah. I got a lot of personal beef with the French language.
Which is why the villain is French. And we make fun of them. This is, there's something psychological there.
Yeah.
Monica, tell us about it.
Referring to my monodrama, there are ways in which our real lives are reflected by the characters we create as artists. Yes.
So putting a fishbowl on the French language and making it bad and dumb.
It sounds like you're attempting to silence the French language, Ben. Let's unpack that.
This is why we bully James so much. It's a defense mechanism. We talked about this with Emma, but you brought up your monodrama. So Kara did this show in the middle of finishing their MFA at Tech, and I did not process how insane both of them were for doing this project whilst getting ready to perform 45-minute long solo shows to finish their degrees. It was crazy. Would you like to elaborate more on that?
Here's the funny thing about it. So like, we were both well aware of that when we committed. Like when you asked us to be in the show, we were both well aware of it, that we were like, oh, well, we're going to be in these, but you know what? This runs like, you know, at this point, and then there's like 2 weeks, and then it's our shows, and yeah, that's plenty of time. That'll be fine. We'll be good. And then I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3 weeks in the process, we both kind of looked at each other and went, we maybe shouldn't have done this. But the thing is, I like personally, I can't speak for EB, but personally, I adore this French idiot, and I will take any opportunity to play them. And also, I didn't really get a chance to be in another show this school year because I was going to miss a weekend for Hamlet, so I couldn't be in that. I didn't sing for the musical audition because God knows we don't want to torture anyone with that. So it was basically shaping up, and I didn't want to be in another devised piece, especially one that was going up so close to the monodramas.
Yeah.
And like a couple people in my cohort did that. I commend them for that, but I didn't want to do that. And so I wasn't going to be in another show. So beyond just genuinely loving playing this character and getting to do it on stage and being tortured by the fishbowl, but I just wanted to be in the show. And so I was like, you know what? The rehearsal process isn't super intense. Like you were aware from the beginning that I was going home for winter break early to go home. So it was like, I think I can balance this. I think I can manage this. Yeah. And you know what? I'll be able to do my show fine. Never mind that my show wasn't written at that point.
See, that's crazy. I did not know that part.
Oh no, my show was written after this show closed. My show was written 2 weeks before it went up. And my committee is well aware of that. This is not some big secret.
You already gave them the degree. It's fine. It's fine.
No, I passed my thesis defense, and I acknowledged in my thesis defense.
No takesies backsies.
No takesies backsies. Listen, if you're not going to give me any kind of deadline, I'm ADD. I only work on deadlines. So unfortunately, if there are no deadlines, no accountability systems, and the system is just get it done, great, it's going to get done right before it needs to be.
Yeah.
So one Monday, I sat down. I was on an antidepressant for the first time, and I was like, great, I feel so motivated, and
Clarity.
so am I. I put on What It Sounds Like, the last song from K-pop Demon Hunters, on a 4-hour loop.
Oh.
And wrote my entire monodrama in 4 hours,
crazy.
listening to that song over and over and over again on a random Monday. Yes.
I've done that before with a script, but with how it's done. So
also a good song. Yes.
I've listened to that song on a 4-hour loop before.
No, it's a wonderful motivator, and
Itches the brain.
The other motivator was Paul Reinsch, Dr. Reinsch, emailing me to go, hey, am I still on your committee? Because I haven't seen anything, and it's okay if I'm not, but like you just checking in. And I went, yeah, that's because my committee's never seen a draft from me. Because I hate everything I write. Fantastic. Yes, Dr. Reinsch, you are still on my committee. I will have a draft to you by Monday. So suddenly I had a deadline.
Nice.
Because we don't disappoint Paul.
Shout out, Paul.
Absolutely not.
So that's what happened there. I am very
Nice.
organized and a very put together MFA student. MFA now. Haha.
Ah.
Because I
Yes.
passed my defense. So
Nice.
as of in 4 weeks, I can officially put MFA next to my name.
A
Nice.
mother freaking artist.
I forgot to ask, are we allowed to swear on this podcast?
We try not to.
Because I've sworn several times, so I will stop now.
It's fine.
I don't think you have.
I definitely have, at least in passing,
That's okay.
It's all
in
good.
response to some things you've said. I will stop now. But
You're good. You're good. Matt Lamar is the biggest offender of the swearing
Yeah,
on this
no.
podcast.
No, keep this in. Keep the tape rolling. I told Matt one time before we recorded, I said, hey, Matt, let's not say any F words. Like with like the intention of like that, like kind of like covers everything. And I kind of said it jokingly. Yeah. He said every other word that you could say. And I was just like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Are we like, what? Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll say I have not said the F word.
No,
I have
yeah.
only said the D word and the H word so far. So
you're so fine.
It's,
Like
you know,
those are we're okay. Everybody, chill out. It's gonna be fine.
to quote Phil Lester, there are children watching. They're watching with their grandmothers.
Some of Ben's students listen to this podcast. We have a couple of Ben's students that are like pretty avid fans of the podcast, which is just pretty fun. Influencing the
It's good
youths.
stuff. When I told them when we did our read through of What If for our cast at Coronado, and we got to the end when Fortunado shows up, my students who saw Ordinary Heroes were like, "Wait, are we gonna get the person from Ordinary Heroes to do that?" And I was like, "I'll try." So yeah, they got really hyped at the idea of you doing the voiceover.
Fantastic.
You did a homework assignment
Yes.
for Rachel's
Yes,
class
I did. I did.
with Fortunado.
Did.
It was so detailed.
It was.
Do
I adored it.
you want to share any of the highlights from that?
Oh, sure. I don't have it pulled up in front of me, so I don't remember everything. So basically, this assignment. So
Let me see if I can pull up the email that you sent.
because I'm in a speech class right now, at Texas Tech. And so we're working on like accents and talking, changing up the way you speak based on different people. And so one of our first assignments was to take 3 characters that we had either like played recently or wanted to play and fill out this giant chart that would like give you a bunch of information about, how they talk and what their accent would be and blah, blah, blah. And so you had to mark whether the stuff was like canon, like it was in the actual text, or whether it was made up wasn't the word we were supposed to use. I don't remember what the word we were supposed to use is. But
Sociolinguistic.
yes, the sociolinguistic questionnaire interview.
Crazy.
thing.
This is like so.
Yes.
Okay.
So one of the characters I picked was Fortunato.
Target dialect, bad French. I'm not joking. Those are the instructions I was given by the playwright.
I just wanted to specify
Yeah,
in
no,
case Rachel was
absolutely.
reading it when bad French was the instruction I was given. But for the sake of this assignment, though, I was like, well, bad French, yes, there are nuances to that and everything. And James even offered to help me with my bad French accent. And I said, I think that makes it less bad if I'm being helped by a French person. My French accent should be based entirely on Jacques Torres from Nailed It. And that's it. And a bad imitation of him. So I decided to change it up and be like, well, what is Fortunato like in like regular life? Like, what are they like when they're not Fortunato? Because I didn't really know anything about them outside of that. Basically, the impression I got was that there isn't much lore.
Yeah.
Outside of like, there's some generic things about the class that they're in. I didn't know they were a gnome. They're a human person in this, but
Yes, that's
But so I was like, well, let's just make shit up. And I was also doing this at like 3 a.m. the day it was due. I don't have issues with procrastination anyways. So I decided to make up this story. So fun fact, Fortunato's name is Farron Nieminen. They are a resident of northern Michigan, or they were. They were from the UP, which is the Upper Peninsula, for those of you not in the lingo. They're from the UP, they're Upers. And they grew up in this tiny town and just really kind of didn't like everything going on there. Just kind of got bored, went to college for a bit, didn't really like it, blah, and decided, you know what, I'm going to move to the big city. They discovered they had superpowers and were like, you know what? I'm going to move to Detroit and I'm going to become a superhero. And they went to Detroit to be a superhero and they sucked at it. They were really, really, really bad at it. And everyone kept thinking because they were messing up so badly that they were actually a supervillain. And we're like, oh my God, a new supervillain. They were like, no. Oh my God. Okay, fine.
Fine, I'll do bad stuff.
I'll do bad stuff. And so they went to Megalo City next and went, you know what? Okay, so if we're gonna be a supervillain, we need like a name and like we need an accent. We can't sound like we're from northern Michigan because that's not intimidating. That's the Upper accent, don't you know, where you're talking like this and you're all the way from the UP. We're up in Iron Mountain. I don't think they're from Iron Mountain. Where did I say they're from? You've got the thing.
Where they're from?
Yeah, where are they from? I think it's Garden, but I'm not positive.
Oh, I don't even hear it.
It's okay.
I'm just gonna turn it.
It's okay. I scroll. But Houghton. They're from Houghton, yes. So Houghton's way up into UP. That's where Michigan Tech is. But, but
now Destiny's itching.
Destiny's itching too. Hey, Destiny's from Flint. She'd still be familiar. Tori too. But no, so they then are like, hey, well, well, this accent isn't intimidating, so I need to have an intimidating accent and an intimidating name. And they went with French, but they don't really know how to do a French accent. You know, they've only ever really watched Jacques Torres. This is actually, you know, real. They only ever really watched Nailed It. And Jacques Torres is really cool. So they were like, yeah, I can do that. And they can't. It sounds nothing like Jacques Torres. That's the vibe that they based it off of. And now they're like, this is my identity. But of course, they also don't want to like get in trouble in regular life. So that's the reason for the big helmet. Because they're like, oh, well, I still want to be a stand-up comedian in regular life.
Hold on, I gotta read.
What you got?
Your current and past occupations.
Yes,
it's a great rule of 3 going on here. So worked at mother's convenience store during high school. This was boring and beneath them. Currently a very successful supervillain in Megalo City. Trey successful. Do not question it. Secret identity. Farron works as a stand-up comedian. Also very successful. Do not question it. I'm like, this is
very successful. Do not question it. Also, they don't get rid of their regular Yooper accent in regular life. They started to. But then they found that actually when they were in Megalo City, people would ask them a bunch of questions like, oh my God, that's such a unique accent. Like, where are you from? And they're like, yes, I am from somewhere very interesting. I don't know what accent I'm doing right now. This is not the Yooper accent, but.
What? Low-key yeet, bruh, is crazy.
Low-key yeet, bruh.
What?
This was for
Catch
the question.
the Rizzler.
Hold on. Ben and I are both 28 years old. The question was age, generation, and cohort specific linguistic features. 28 years old, Gen Z, low key yeet, bruh. That's not us. Ben was trying to say aura farming the other day, and I got so irritated and like the shame that was brought on our household.
I do hate to inform you, low key, yeet, and bruh are Gen Z slang.
Yes.
Well, I know that they are.
Low key yeet, bruh. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. Also, I'm 32 years old. I am not hip with the lingo of the people. Also, again, I made this at 3 a.m.
No, this is good.
I had no sleep for about a solid 36 hours.
That's crazy.
While I made this.
Typical physical activities and lifestyle, ballet and tap dancing classes, occasionally goes to the gym to take Instagram pictures, lifting weights, and then leaves. I don't remember.
That's brilliant.
Plotting villainy and sewing costumes takes up the rest of their free time. Does enjoy a good stroll in nature as long as none of the nature interacts with them. It sounds like my mom.
Sounds like me.
Oh, man. This is incredible.
I don't remember writing that at all. That's great. For the record, there's so many questions on this because like they've got you asking about like environmental factors. What's the type of city? Is it busy? Is it whatever? It's like all these things that could contribute to the way a person speaks. What's next? What'd you find?
I feel like most of this is like could be fairly accurate to canon. The only thing is the tall, slender dancer build. Like we can have short and slender dancer build.
Again, I didn't know about the gnome thing.
Well, when that's in Ordinary Heroes, they're all humans.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's another difference between the universes.
I don't know. I just imagined that the ballet moves would be accentuated by someone with like cartoonishly long limbs.
Oh yeah.
And the twirling, and then actually they sometimes trip over their own feet. That's why they're taking the ballet classes. Because unfortunately they're not very coordinated.
That's great. But yeah, no, physical stature and its impact on voice and speech. Tall, slender dancer build, like literally a stereotypical mime look. The irony is that they never stop talking and have extensively practiced projecting from the belly. I'm like, yep.
I had to include something about projection and transverse abdominis and
of course,
speech class.
Yeah, I remember reading this and I was like, this is so smart and like correct as to what this is a different I was like so
it goes to other characters. So I have a 300-year-old Irish wizard who was trapped in a cave.
Nice.
And then I have
there's the Eyes to the Stars.
Eyes of the Stars, May and Collins, their AI systems. So you can imagine making the thing for physicality was really fun for those because they aren't.
Yeah, there is no anatomy. It is robots.
And they're not even like androids. They are just straight up AI systems. Collins, May is a voice only. Collins has like an avatar I mean, I could talk. I don't know how much we want to get into other things with this podcast, but
Well,
I've been
it
doing
is-
that show for like 4 years straight.
Well, I like getting into things outside of Reinvent that like influence what we do. So like all of our educations from Texas Tech and then like the previous schools and experiences that we've had that have gotten us to this point have greatly influenced the work we do now and like the like voice work from Texas Tech and voice work that like we did in undergrad that has shaped a lot of what we do. And I think it's fun to like be like, oh, well, we have these professional experiences as literally being professional students. All of us were on assistantship at Texas Tech. Barely professional, but you know what? It kind of paid the rent.
It pays the rent and nothing else. Literally nothing else.
Yay, being poor. But the I like see like the like you did a homework assignment based on this goofy little French guy, but then like comparing it to the other characters that you analyzed. I'm like, oh, this is like really cool to be able to compare and contrast like different characters that you've played in order to have differences and not just be a one-note actor and be able to shape your voice and physicality to what the character is calling for. And I think that you can see that the difference between a greener actor and a more experienced actor is like how they are able to make changes in between the way that they're presenting a character in comparison to if they're just a one-note actor.
I mean, hey, and I've seen, like, I've talked before about actors where it's like, I enjoy their performance, but they do the same thing every time.
Yeah.
Like, Kevin Hart plays Kevin Hart. You know, Adam Sandler, for the most part, plays Adam Sandler. It's a lot of times comedians you see this with, where they can be very one-note. And I enjoy their performance. Well, Adam Sandler's very hit or miss, right? Adam Sandler, depends on the movie. Who can I reference that is not? Anyways, the point is, but it is, I will say, like, as a writer and an actor, character creation is my favorite thing to do. So you can see in this, like, I don't just go, oh, and they did this and they were from here. Like, it's a story every time, like creating the backstories of characters. And like, I've never thought about how they learned to project from their belly until this assignment, but like, but creating like the stories and everything, and the character creation is my favorite thing in The Sims. Like, I am very, very good at creating characters and really developing them. So it helps as an actor because there's a script already, right? So I don't need to write the story other than creating the backstory, right? But the story itself is there. But as a writer, this is where I struggle with actually finishing stories because I don't really enjoy the plot part as much as I just enjoy the character and world building part. And I'm like, I've got this amazing universe and system of magic and these people, and she's going to go on this quest to do this, and oh, I have to actually write her.
I think that there's a strength to that, though, because there are people that I've worked with before that they have a hard time with like the conceptualization process. But like once they have like all the toys in the sandbox and the background info and all that jazz, they're able to run with that and like make the story. So like that's what I really like about our devising processes. And I know that you did a devise process at Tech.
Sorry, that's my instinctive reaction anytime anyone's brings up the Ghost Project.
If you saw Ghost Project, you know.
Bark.
But
that's all I have to say. Anyways, continue.
But a lot of, like, I'm thinking back to how we came up with What If, and with Lady Legacy of the, Ben and I kind of just like threw some ideas, but like our toys out and be like, here, like what's interesting about this? And then we were discussing like, oh, what tropes, what concepts are we interested in that relate to superheroes or relate to pirates? And we're getting ready to like start thinking about our devise process for 2027 as I'm directing the devise process that we're doing in 2026. It's crazy. Running a production company is crazy. But I like having the idea people in the room, and they might not be part of like the scripting process, but like they throw out the amazing ideas that we're like, oh my gosh, yeah, that's great. Run. And then once we get a script, they're like, oh man, like we wrote this. I'm like, well, you're the one who came up with this idea. Like like Jules was the one who came up with the idea of time travel. for what
Yeah.
if. And I was like, I wouldn't have even. I don't think I would have come up with that. At least not in the context that we were playing with. But I think that there's a strength to that.
Yeah.
It can be. I sat next to your mom by accident at your thesis. And it was very funny because she was like, yeah, she hasn't ever finished a script. And I was like, well, she just did one. I was like, look at that. It's there.
It's there because I had a deadline. I had a time by which if I got up in front of people without a script, they'd be like, hey, you don't have a script. And I'd be like, well, I failed my MFA. Again, deadlines. So my undergrad minor was creative writing. And I finished a ton of stories in there because I had to, because otherwise I wouldn't get a good grade.
Yeah.
So I can finish things when there is an external consequence of some sort. And that consequence can just be a grade, but I can finish stories with that. But if the thing is just, hey, I just feel like doing this, that's when it gets tricky because I get really, really obsessive about word choices. And the way that a word thing, and I understand, like, I've had people tell me, well, you finish it and you edit it. Like, you can't edit something that doesn't exist, which is the thing I say to other people because I'm a hypocrite. But,
of course.
But it's one of those things where it's like, I functionally understand that you need to finish something to be able to edit it and that it doesn't need to be perfect on the first try and that you can go back and fix it. And that's great. Except it needs to be perfect on the first try or else it's worthless. And that's just... That's just where my brain goes. Very bad perfectionism complex. It's the same thing. I mean, this is the same thing with a lot of ADD autistic people.
It's like, that's not very neurotypical of you.
It's very neurotypical of me. No, it's like you try a new hobby, and if you're not amazing at the hobby at like the first time you try it, you're like, oh, I'm worthless at the hobby, so I'm just gonna never do the hobby again. And you're like, well, that's not really how that works. There's this thing called building skills over time. And you're like, that's great. No.
No, you have to be good at it right away. Or I understand what you're saying.
Exactly. See? So that's how I get with writing. But of course, if there's a deadline by which I need to turn it in, then I don't have time to think about that. And usually, the funny thing about me saying, oh yeah, I put this off until 2 weeks before the show, that was actually pretty typical of what I did in my creative writing stuff in undergrad too, was I would write it the night before it was due. Because then I don't have time to sit there obsessing over, the third word in this sentence and staring at it for 20 minutes. I don't have time to do that. I just have to write the story.
Yeah.
Because it's due at 9 a.m. and it is currently 3 a.m. So so that's how I get things done.
I'm in that boat right now with the script that I need to have a draft done. I need to have it like locked within the next 3 days. And I just got over a virus or whatever, and I lost days of writing. And I'm like, well, we're gonna have some panic. There's gonna be some great stuff that comes out over the next 2 days. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Because you never know what's gonna come out of your brain when you're writing like that. You're just like, anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's like I've discovered through my writing classes in undergrad for like playwriting and screenwriting, genuinely like the reinvent world is the one that I have like the easiest time writing in. If it's not centered around reinvent, I have such a hard time thinking of anything. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just some like mental block, but it's just like, I don't know, just something about the universe itself, like unlocks my brain to be like, oh yeah, because it's like you could just set it anywhere you want. You can just like change out character names and it's fine. It still works and everything like that, right? But I think it also comes with like I want to be developing this world and these characters and stuff more. And there's also, again, I am entirely with you. Like from the initial drafts of Ordinary Heroes were so wildly different than what the final product was. It started out as like this PSA, like educational TYA style thing of like teaching the audience about comic book history. Where it was like, here's the comic book, and then the characters talk directly to the audience about what they just watched. And I'm glad it changed, because I was like, that idea just wasn't leading anywhere. And so it finally got to the version that it had of like, centered with like the meta narrative of like Wendell and all this other stuff. But yeah, there are so many scripts on my computer at this very moment that are started. That's it. Where I'm like, oh, let me get like 5 or 6 pages in, and then I'll get I'll get to it when I think about it again.
No, that's where I end up too. I have like
Mhm.
folders upon folders in my laptop, in external hard drives.
Mhm.
They're just like folders upon folders. This is the fan fiction folder. This is the
Yeah.
movie fan fiction folder. This is the Harry Potter fan fiction folder. Like whatever. And it's like stories upon stories, and they're all just like started. And they're like,
Mhm.
I got like 3 to 10 max pages in, and then I went, yeah, I'll write that again, tomorrow. And then I never opened it again.
Yeah. Tomorrow is 4 years later.
And 4 years later, I won't even write it. I'll just open it and go, oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, like, I don't know if you get the same way, but I generally remember usually the story that I was trying to write. Even if I only got a few pages in, if I open it, I go, oh yeah, I remember. I created you, Bash, for this story, and you were going to do this, this, and this. I don't even know why I'm thinking of that story. I wrote like literally 2 pages of it, but it's like, I remember exactly what you were supposed to do. But again, never wrote that. But wasn't that a cool story? Anyways.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I will usually use writing a different story as a way to get around writer's block for whatever my like current project is. I'm like, I've hit a wall with this script. Okay, let me take a break and work on this other thing for a little bit until I feel invigorated to tackle this one again. And then I'm like 6 cycles of avoiding whatever the most recent thing was, and then I get back around to the initial thing. I'm like, now I know what to do with this.
See, I do the same thing with my Sims Legacy challenges.
Genuinely me with my Baldur's Gate 3 runs. Abby's witnessed me start maybe 13 different Baldur's Gate 3 runs that never get out of Act 1.
It was really funny when he died because of the crabs. That was really funny.
I mean, I don't
He
know.
was really mad about it.
So
like there were crabs.
They were just crabs.
Yeah,
regular
there's
crabs.
there's like the prologue, which is the tutorial, which is usually like an hour on its own. And I just like speed through it because I've played it so many times. And I have this mod installed in the game which adds new fight encounters, and one of them was there's just this hermit crab on the beach that you wake up on, and I was like, oh, it's a hermit crab, it's got like 2 HP, I've never seen this before, let me just hit it and see what happens. And so I hit and killed the crab, and then 5 more of them popped up out of the sand, and I was like, oh, okay, I've got these 2 characters who are, they'll be fine, it's just some hermit crabs and everything. I killed another crab, 5 more crabs pop out of the
Hydra
sand,
crab.
and so just more of them kept popping up, and then whenever they get close, they get like advantage on attacking you, so none of them were missing their attacks. So it's like not a lot of damage, but over the time across these 20 million crabs, I lost at the first fight, and I was so deeply like embarrassed and upset with myself that I had to like stop and turn off the game. And I was like, okay, I've been humbled.
I mean, I can't. Here's the thing: I love playing video games, but I'm not particularly good at them. For the longest time when I was younger, playing Kingdom Hearts,
Oh, man.
the dancing dresser in the Alice in Wonderland world was my nemesis, and I couldn't beat it. And then just a few years ago, the first time I ever played Undertale. Which is one of my favorite games, but I've watched a bunch of... Here's the thing. I've watched so many people play that game. So I know all the answers.
Yeah.
I know the whole story. I've seen whole entire playthroughs. And I was like, I just want to play it for myself. I know all the answers. This will be easy. Papyrus beat me.
Yeah.
Papyrus. And he doesn't even kill you. He just locks you in a shed. And he beat me. I almost lost a tutorial too. And I'm
wild.
like...
Certain things in life that humble us that you're like, well,
The crabs are still very funny.
Yeah.
Because it's just Hydra crab.
Well, that day, I don't know what was going on with me that day. No matter what video game I was trying to play, it was pissing me off.
Yeah, you
like I
were-
was I was having really bad video game luck all around. Fire Emblem, I was not having any luck on the chapter I was trying. Marvel Rivals couldn't win a single match, so I was like, okay, I need to nap.
yeah, no, I think there were a few parts during that day where I was like working in the office and I heard like from the living room, and I'm like, oh, he lost another one. And then I hear the startup of a different game. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I hear and I'm like, oh, well.
That was just a bad week for me in general.
I do that on my Sims games.
And it's full circle.
If I get pissed off at this family, I'm like, I'm over you. I'm sick of you. I'm gonna go start a new legacy challenge. I have like 65, I think, save games, and I just started a new one yesterday because we got to try the new challenge. I just saw one of my favorite YouTubers playing. Right?
Absolutely.
Before we wrap up today's episode, Kara, do you have anything that you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah. So at Texas Tech, I am part of the leadership board for Red Theater Company, and we, in collaboration with Script Writers, which is the script writing group on campus, created an event called First Light, which is a student-run theater festival So we've got student written plays. It's all student acted, directed, blah, 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 blah. The budget is 0. And so that is coming up. That will be on May 2nd and 3rd. It is completely free. It is taking place in the Black Box at 7 ? Check our socials, check Script Raiders socials because they post.
We'll put a link to Script Raiders social media.
Fantastic, yes.
So that way you can have a way to find it. But it's cool seeing that the step up. It was in 267 last year, and now it's in.
Yeah. Hey, I'm excited. We're just doing it again this year, and we got the Black Box, so.
Yeah.
Nice. 2
years in a row.
And then are you guys working with like USITT and APO with it this time?
Yeah, so we're trying to be a little more collaborative with them. So USITT, we have some of their members helping with tech. We have APO, I think, is helping. Justin's been more in contact with APO than I have, but they're helping in like some way too. We were trying to collaborate with all the campus groups. Humorous will probably be performing, but that's not confirmed yet either. So
nice.
Yeah, just getting it all figured out for the second year, but we're happy to have a second year. And each show gets to perform twice. It's the same 5 shows both nights.
Heck
so
yeah.
That's so exciting. Our next episode of Lore Drop is with our friend Kelton, where we are going to be talking about Dr. Photon, which is the character that he played in Ordinary Heroes, as well as the creator of the Power Rings in Universe 17. So that's going to be a pretty fun episode, and we're really excited for y'all to hear it. So make sure that you are subscribed to us so you can be in the loop on all of our new episodes.
And remember, being fantastic starts with being a fan. Reinvent Productions is proudly sponsored by 5 Points Corporation Lubbock and Savannah Rashida Photography, as well as our other wonderful community patrons. Our home base in Lubbock is Hollingsworth Hall Cultural Center at 4228 Boston Avenue. For more information on how to support our 501c3 organization, you can check out our website at www.reinvent-productions.com. To directly support our upcoming audio drama, you can become a Lore Drop sponsor. For just $10, you can sponsor an episode of this podcast. All donations will go towards support for our upcoming production of Children of Destiny Cataclysm Season 1, which will begin releasing episodes June 22nd, 2026. Funds will go towards paying our wonderful voice actors and creative staff for their fantastic talent and time. We have over 30 artists globally working on this production, and we can't wait for you to hear it this summer. You can donate at givebutter.com/Lore Drop sponsor. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok at reinvent.productions, as well as on Facebook and Twitch, where we stream gaming and a look behind the scenes on how we create our new works. Be sure to follow us to stay in the loop about upcoming productions, auditions, and more. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you in the next episode of Lore Drop.